Today, I would like us to learn a little bit more about the filters that Canva has and create this gorgeous poster together. Let's jump right in. And one of the questions I get a lot is, how do I become a graphic designer? As a graphic designer, there are basic elements that you need to learn and continue master as you carry on. Things like line, shape, form, texture, space, imagery, typography, and color. And those things you learn over time. Of course, you can go to school and learn how to be a graphic designer, but not all of us have that luxury of paying somebody to teach us to be a graphic designer. So listen to your own instincts when you're designing and listen to your customer. Those are the very important two things in my experience that I have learned and experienced. I learn from other designers, and I also I look at the design and I see that, is it working for me? Is it not working for me? And then I change it as I go along. Most of the time, when I design for my customers, I design more than one design because then they guide me in what they want. Most of the time, they don't know what they want, which is why you need to learn these line and texture and space and color and typography and learn how to manipulate them so that they work good together. That's why your own instinct is very important. So I just wanted to start it off with that today. So if we were to design a poster design, one of the designs we get a lot in South Africa is these parties that are popping out everywhere and the DJs playing music and charging for it. So we get a lot of that. And if you're new in the field, see if you can start learning those skills and getting those clients to start building your book. If you were to design a dance poster or a DJ poster, you would go and find the background of your design. I went and I found a nightclub. So I searched for nightclub and I looked and I found this nightclub image that I want to use. So if you find an image and you're thinking, okay, I like this, but I want more of this, don't forget to go to information and then look for see more of this. And then you get to decide which one you like and which one you want to use. So this one is a silhouetted, it's a dance club. So again, what is the objective of your design? Who are you trying to attract? You're trying to attract people who are going to come to the party for the DJ and they dance. So your dance is very important. So that's why the nightclub background makes more sense. We're going to set this image as a background and we're going to start filtering this image in the way that we want. These are the filters I want to show you on Canva. You're going to select the image and you're going to go to edit image and you're going to scroll to filters and you're going to click on see all. There are a lot of these filters that you could filter based on the design that you would like to achieve. So there is, for example, if you're going for a purpley kind of color and on a background, you would go for this aura. And then you'd scroll through and see which one goes nicely with the design that you want to choose. So there's also the classic, the black and white. If you want a black and white background and you want the main person on the image to pop, you could go with mono. And all I'm saying is please go and filter through and see which one works for the design that you would like to achieve. And then you select it. And then, of course, you can change your mind. And then you can change your mind and continue designing to pick exactly what the customer want. That's going to be looking at the end results. Say we scroll down to the bottom and we go with the color pop because I would like to use the orange as well as the pink for my design. Then that takes care of the filters. Make sure you use them. They are quite useful, especially in poster designing. The next thing that you're going to do is you could adjust the image. So you could select the adjust and then you scroll down to light and highlights and saturation and the vibrance, and then you start adjusting the way that the image looks, and then you tweak it exactly the way that you want and you make the adjustment. Again, you are learning as you go along. If you want it to be light, you go the other side of. If you want it to be a bit darker, you're gonna make it blackish so that these colors pop. So it depends on what it is that you would like to achieve. So the adjusting of filtering your image is also very, very useful, that you could use when you're designing. I'm happy with this. I'm going to go back to our elements. I'm going to search for a gradient that fades to transparency. So there are different gradients that are available that you could use, and then you could add to your image, like this dark one, and it's a free one. You could add it, and then you could adjust the gradient to your image when you're manipulating the image, so that the bottom is darker and it fades to the color that you've chosen already. And you can even duplicate that if you want it to be even more darker and you have much more intense. So these are also very useful way to blend in colors and then have the kind of design that you want. Next, we're going to find the main character of our story, which is the dancing person. So this is the image I found. So it depends on who you're trying to attract. I'm trying to attract somebody that's going to come to the party and dance. So we found this image of a person who's dancing, and it's called a dancer. And then we want this image to not have a background. That's where you're going to use Canva's remove background tool. So you're going to click on edit image and you're going to select background remover. And then you take away the background and you make this image prominent and big, and then they don't necessarily pop at the moment, so you're going to make them pop. You're going to select the image and you're going to click on edit image, and you're going to scroll down to shadows. Shadows make images pop. So you're going to select glow, and with your glow, when you scroll down a little bit, you're going to change the color and make it the nice pop color you want. So if you want to go with purple or pink, you would choose the color that you want the glow to be. So let's go with purple. And then they start glowing that way. And then you select the blare amount. So, and the size. You make adjustments on those. And with poster design, less is more. Give them an eye-catching design, but don't overcrowd your designs when you're making them. We want to edit the image filter. I actually like the darker filter on this one. So you see the difference between the one that we had earlier on. And once I've added our main character of the image, it pops more if it has that nice black background. So that's why our filters become very handy. Next, we want to add a little bit of stars on there. So I'm going to add these, not a lot of them, just a tiny bit, so that they also complement these lights that are on this other image that we have as a background. And we want her to be front, and then it looks quite nicely. And then we want to intensify the lights on here. So we're going to go back to our elements and we're going to search for laser. And then we're going to look for these graphic lasers that would go hand in hand with our design. This laser is called futuristic shot effect. And we're going to add these. Duplicate that. Duplicate that. And then we send them to back. And then the last thing that you would do is to add the text of where people are going to find the party. So you're going to press T for text and you're going to start typing wherever the party is and how much it is. So for the big dense text, we're going to use the Anantason condensed font, and we're going to type our word in capital letter dense. And we're going to change the color of that and make it orange, or that purplish color that we have on there. So we'll decide. And then we're going to use effects, and we're going to choose neon. And depending on how intense you want the neon, the lighter you want it, you must go higher. The darker you want it, you must go lower. So depending on how intense you want it to be, you need to adjust that, and then you can make it a duplicate. Let's make this color that light purple like that, and then we duplicate that and we write the rest of the party, and then you space your letters so that it just blends quite nicely together. And then the darkness at the bottom and at the top, you're going to use to add those details that we need of who is coming to visit and how much it is. And your full design would look like this. So today's video was all about your confidence. If you continue designing, you're gonna get better at this skill. If you watched Karate Kids, you would understand what I'm talking about. You just need to do it over and over and over again, and then make sure that your client is happy. If you want to design a poster that is interactive and that's active, you go watch this next video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you with our next video.